Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are playing Cataclysm. Dark days ahead. We are with our main character, Tim Peterson, on episode 2 of my mythical martial arts run. And if you've just dropped by for the first time, I've got a link to the playlist down in the description. Go watch that first episode too, because let me tell you what, we have a pretty lucky start going on. You'll get to see us discover, this is literally where I spawned, at this little barn right here. But you can see that we've got the meteorological station Hub 1, in other words, right here next to us. And what's this? Transcoast Logistics 2? Oh my gosh, so we've got basically two in-game structures nearby. I have no idea where the refugee center is yet, but I'd love it if it was real close. Now, speaking of close, currently we're staring at, just down here on the edge of visibility, a crystal outcropping. Now, in addition, of course, to the mythical martial arts, our current playthrough is working with mind over matter, which gives us potentially psychic powers. And that crystal outcropping we just looked at is part of mind over matter. In fact, it could potentially have a crystal, or even, some enemies there that we need to kill, which will drop a crystal. And if we get lucky enough, we might be able to open up powers. I don't know if we're quite ready, though. Currently we haven't done a lot of fighting. Our martial arts is still in its infancy stage. And one more very important trait is that our boy Tim Peterson is gun shy. That's right. So he will be mainly focused on melee. Of course, empty-handed is going to be key to the martial arts, a lot of them at least, but we're still going to use some melee weapons when it's called for. Spears, whenever we need to attack through a fence, for instance. And even bows and arrows, maybe a sling or a crossbow too, because those are allowed despite the gun shy. And you can just think of us as the silent killer, essentially. And I'm looking forward to this one, guys. It's starting off really well. We also have at my feet here 7 solar panels. There's actually an 8th one too on the roof of this silo that's currently charging up a battery for us. So, like I said, a very fortunate start. And on top of everything, and the icing on the cake, we found a hiking backpack, literally loaded with gear. So, we are starting off in a good place, despite a few injuries. But the world of Cataclysm is punishing. And of course, with the no hope mod set to overwhelming despair, the challenges Tim Peterson will face are monumental. So, let us begin today and see how things go. Alright, well, the most important thing is that we have now renamed our truck from food truck to generic, nobody likes that, to the taco truck, which is perfect and everyone loves it. So that is where I've stored a bunch of my stuff now. I've been kind of emptying stuff out, those soldering irons we came up against, few things we stumbled. Oh, it was hard to set down the book of karate, but we'll come back for it. This is going to be our little project, of course, working on the old taco truck here. The engine's faulty, but I've actually been advised by a commenter that we can use this still as long as we get a charge and, of course, put some gas in it. We'll have to look to maybe repair the engine down the road, but should start up. Of course, we're going to give it a try. Like I said, the battery is charging, and we haven't stumbled across any gasolines yet. I don't think I have a great way of carrying any. No, that's actually not true. Let's see. I have a gallon right now, a gallon jug with milk in it. There it is. Yeah, you can see I've got 7 milk. That's in a gallon, so if we get really desperate, I can use that for some gas. But otherwise, the only thing we're really missing is some bandages. I've been striking out on makeshift bandages. Some sort of weird issue with the sheets, cotton sheets versus not cotton, but they are made out of cotton. I'm not sure, but it did occur to me that I might be able to break down those sheets and then make actual cotton sheets, which is what we need for the bandages, out of the patches, but I'm not going to get into that now. Of course, it's probably silly, and I'll probably get injured and be desperate for a bandage, but right now we don't even have a true weapon. well, we've got our fists, which are going to be our primary weapon in a lot of fights. But I'm going to be extremely careful picking our battles. In fact, I might intentionally go after some really weak wildlife. You know, if we see some turtles or something slow that we can catch. You know, any advantageous stuff. Ooh, some geese. It might be good to find a flock of geese. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Okay, this is not a flock of geese here, folks. No, it's not. This is an Exodii worker, very dangerous. It is about as fast as us. Mostly humanoid robot equipped with various construction tools. Its size is large. It is an alien cyborg. Yikes. Alright. I was tempted to kind of look around at some of the loot here, but no. We're just going to get out of here. Let me look. So what is this? That's the crashed pod. Okay. We've got casings. Ooh, an outcropping. That could be... Well, I don't know. It could be an anthill. Oh, there's a portal. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. This area, although it's got a bunch of in-game stuff in it, it's going to be a treacherous place. We also had some area around here-ish, I think. Oh, there's also the lumber mill. We've also come across some fungus, too, so this area is not safe. Probably not a great place to build our final base, but we're going to revisit it for sure. I think what we do in this situation, though, is we backtrack. Maybe we'll investigate the outcropping, and then we'll just kind of swing around and try and avoid that crashed pod. But we've got to continue southward. That's our goal, so let's move. Okay, now this is interesting. I just located a cotton sheet. This is here at the side of the casings. I think there's another one right here. Oops. Of course, they're filthy, but yeah, a little bit of soap and a washing kit should turn those into some good bandages too, especially if I can boil them then after the fact. So I have not seen a single ant. Just a couple of ravens. I am pretty sure if this mound of dirt here was an anthill, we would... Oh, there's a dermatic. Okay, never mind. Now I know what it is. Can't see us. Good. The weather's currently in our favor. Yeah, it's clear, so we're not running into these things, you know, before we can get away, essentially. We're still able to backtrack. But, oh, speaking of backtrack, I wanted to make a wide berth around that crash pod. We might even have to venture in through some trees and stuff, but one thing I can probably do real quick, let's see. I'm going to smash down... Oh, wow, that only took one hit. Okay, that was decent. Wait, we didn't get a long pull, though. Okay. Wait, did they change that command? Yield. Oh, they might have changed that. Okay, let's go ahead and... Yeah, we'll rest a little bit. Alright, so we do now have at least a stick. A long stick. I might be able to whip this up real quick into a staff, quarterstaff. How long does this take? Hour? Let's do it real quick. Yep. We still don't know what time it is exactly. We'll find a watch, hopefully. But, alright, let's move. It's just good to have something. I mean, I can always drop this quarterstaff and use our martial arts, which is preferable, but I like having a backup, too. So, let's keep moving. And, ooh, we got a Rottweiler. Hello. He's not hostile. I don't think I'm going to be trying to kill any dogs. You know what's interesting, though, is I do have some bird food on me. I believe I might have dropped it off, but yeah, we picked up some of that in the first episode. Alright, we're good. Let's continue south till we can get back on the road. Oh, a Chihuahua. Now those, I might take one of those out. No, I'm just kidding. Oh boy. Yeah, we just spotted a Migo. He looks like he is on the crek right now, and still we are being fortunate with the weather, so he doesn't see me, but those college kids are probably what his victims. Let's go ahead and mark this area as danger, though. Mark it, yes. I'm going to do a radius of 2. Actually, let's go ahead and do a radius of 4. That's going to help to encompass the whole area, including the crash pod too, because they're very close to each other. Yeah, that'll steer us away from here in case we use an auto walk through the area. All right, yep, dangerous area. Boom. Luckily, though, I think I should be able to get away from it by just continuing in the direction we want to travel. Let's see, let me look at the map. I'm trying to think if maybe going through this woods would have been better, because we were roughly about here-ish. Taco truck's actually up here. So maybe in the future I just go, boom, straight through the woods. Sometimes woods travel is safer than traveling on the road, but I don't know, this is interesting. A bobcat. That might be something we don't want to take on, believe it or not. Then again, maybe not. It is mildly dangerous. It's much faster than us. But I think we're okay from it. Oh. Jeez Louise, look at this. This place is covered. Yeah, the wasp nest, that's horrific. Those things will sting you alive. They'll paralyze you and just murder you. So, again, very fortunate we can just continue the way we want to go and avoid it. I'm saying we skip the building, though. That wasp nest is close enough that it's probably swarming. So I'm not even going to bother. It's unfortunate. Who knows what that little place might hold, but it is not worth our lives, I'll tell you that. Ooh, weather is getting worse. Yep, we're experiencing mist. When it switches to fog, we will be at a pretty bad disadvantage. Alright, nothing much here, but I'm always going to make it a point to remember each vehicle. Yeah, and even something like this has a tank on it, which might be useful. Can we remove that? I might leave it by the side of the road, and then if I come across like a source of... Oh, look, the internal oh, that's a crane. I thought that said camera for a second. Let me see if we can find this tank. Okay, here it is. I don't think it's going to be in any shape to be reused. Still, it's worth doing it sometimes. Nah, I did pull out the battery too, which is actually... That came out whole, but yeah, you can see this is what remains of the other part. So not to worry, not to worry. We will just continue on. Oh yes, looks like the dairy farm is going to be the next stop for us. Now potentially, this looks like it might... Oh, never mind. I know exactly what this is. This is a racetrack. Got another car on the road ahead of us. We'll check that, but... Now, this place is probably crawling with zombies and worse. Ferals, too. But, in addition, if it is a racetrack... Yeah, there's going to be a parking lot, which is going to be filled with cars. Unlikely any of them will be running. It's possible, though, just based on, like, sheer... chance values, because there will be a ton of cars. I've come across these places before. That's crazy fortunate. The garage too might also be a gold mine for mechanical stuff. We're not there yet. Our goal is not the mechanics at the moment, although that is a big priority. But let's check this. Just don't want to get in over my head in some of these combat areas. Like I said, we've got to really pick our battles early on till we can start leveling up. Remember, and we'll move on. Let's check the dairy farm. Because if this place is good to go, it might become our de facto base for now. You know, it's close enough between the food truck, especially if I just dart through the forest. But, yeah, I can probably drive it down here, too. Now that it occurs to me, it's actually... Might be harder to get the truck down here once it's running. Going along the roads is going to be treacherous as all get out, but we'll manage. Alright, so... The only really deciding factor here is whether or not this place has zombie cows in it. Okay. So we've arrived. Let's be... Oh, I already see one. Damn. That means this whole area is now another danger zone. We'll just say cows. And I'm going to mark it pretty big too, because those cows, they can break right through that fence. Okay, what's this? An alien tower, dear Lord. Oh my God. This area is a death trap, folks. A serious, serious death trap. Wow. I think our best bet is to proceed, though. Oh my God. Can I? That's the real question. So obviously I have to back away from the cow, cut into this field, but the weather is still with us to a degree. This mist is not the most ideal situation, but okay, nothing. We don't see anything. Have to avoid those cars too, unfortunately, but it's safer. Alright, I think we're good to get back on the road. Whew, man. It's like threading a needle here. But, yep. Alright. Next stop. Whatever is in between us and this crystal outcrop, but that is the destination I'm trying to reach. So let's see if we can make it along this long stretch of highway without getting stopped again. Well, we almost made it. I got to the drug deal just outside of the crystal outcropping. Good news is I located a car back here that I was able to take the tank out of this one. Perfect condition, 60-liter tank. Didn't bring it with me because who knows, there could be like a mine right here with a bunch of gas. So I left it there, hoping we could just get the crystal and run. But now this me go. Now the bad thing is the mist has fallen, so this me go can see me. The thing I think that is saving us is it's probably in combat with the Krek here. The amoeba mold is no threat to us. This thing, Krek's not a big deal, but yeah. Actually, I wouldn't mind trying to face off against a Krek with our initial. That might be a good practice, but then again, it might get me killed. This Migo, definitely not. Definitely not. It's going to be a while before we can face off with one of these without firearms, but at some point our archery and definitely, hopefully, our martial arts will get us there, but I still have not given up. I think what I'm going to do, we'll do another danger here. I'll just say 2 on this one. That should be enough, but I am going to hopefully backtrack without pursuit. It's hard to say. Now, another thing is, one thing I've seen with these types of encounters is the Krek will start to run away in a direction, and the Migo will follow it, of course, trying to kill it. But if it runs in the direction that we're trying to go, yeah, that's going to be a big problem. Especially if it's in the forest, because we probably won't see them until it's too late. But again, I'm going to try this. Go up and around. I just have to look at this crystal outcropping. It's also entirely possible that... Oh, there's fungaloids. I just spotted that. But it's entirely possible we get to this crystal outcropping and also have to turn around and not take it on. Simply because, who knows, there's a clay deposit there. That's really helpful. Let's get out of this forest. We got a fungaloid. Not great, but not a big threat. Certainly not going to go toe-to-toe in melee with the fungus, though. We'll end up inhaling the spores, even if it's just by accident. Alright, so what are we looking at? Sewage treatment. Let's avoid that for now. There's definitely some easy pickings at a sewage treatment, though. Probably a couple of zombie technicians, potentially with some decent tools on them. But let's see here. Yeah, we're not coming at this the way I anticipated, but that does not matter. As long as we come at it safely, that's all I care about. Alright, we've got spore clouds. Let's watch those. Yeah, this place is really infested with the funguses. Alright, we are almost there. Can we see what this is? Still a large building. With that parking lot out front, I have no idea what that could be, but we're as prepared as we're going to get. So let's approach and find out. Okay. I made it to the crystal outcropping, and this is it. Got crystal outcroppings, alien grass. I've not encountered one of these before with the Undead People tiles set. Looks like we've got some ASCII characters here, but that's okay. Now, I have encountered them before with different tile sets, so we've got to be very careful for psychic ferals. Damn it. Okay, well, now, I mean, this is actually good because we were able to see these without them spotting us. I've never seen these types either. It's good and bad. I mean, we can't fight these guys right now, no way, but we know they're here. So that's extremely important. Potentially these guys could have a crystal on them. Something we can use to open our own powers. Okay, feral piker, dangerous. One of these alone, I might say, hey, you know, in a couple of days with some practice, we could probably take but 2 side by side. That one's mildly dangerous. Yeah, it could be a real challenge, and I mean, there's nothing to say these are the only 2, but alright, yeah, we lucked out. I gotta say though, because we do have fog right now. They just don't have particularly good vision, so we got lucky. Man, oh man, it's gonna be a long trek back, but I think we'll take this road here, see where that leads. And I mean, it's not super far. It's just long in the sense that we're coming back empty-handed, but that's part of the problem. And of course, our challenge with this character, in case I failed to mention it in this episode, but did leave us injured. We started with the car crash challenge, so his arm and leg are badly hurt. Speed's okay, but I wouldn't want to necessarily take on 2 ferals, as I mentioned already. So we're going to play it extra safe and return. Maybe we'll see a vehicle at the sand pit, though. Let's head over there and find out. Oh, the loot lover in me is very happy right now. So we just stopped by another car, and this turns out to be, this was the way to go. For sure, because we've got ourselves a shovel now, an entrenching tool. This is good too. It's foldable, so it's only 1 volume, 1 weight. These are like military issue stuff. Very nice. And we got a first aid kit, so we finally got some bandages. In addition, a rope. Don't often see those in trunks, but that's very handy. So that's all coming with. Oh, you know what, too? Of course, I've remembered this vehicle. And take a look at the front of this baby. We've got some steel rams. They're not in good shape, but I've never even seen this before. I mean, the 4x4 cars, I don't know if I've ever actually seen one. So kind of inspires me thinking about what we might potentially construct ourselves, you know? Because we're going to need to get into vehicle construction for sure, whether it's just repairing the old taco truck, or maybe we could have a taco truck as our base, mobile base, so to speak, but then we'll also have like a zombie squisher, you know? Something we could design for clearing out towns and cities. But anyway, we've got ourselves a sand pit dead ahead. Let's see. These are pretty basic in terms of not typically a lot there, but I have seen vehicles like parked out front. Maybe that was just random vehicle spawn too, though. Either way, I always try and check them out. Who knows? There might be occasions where you need large quantities of sand too if you're doing certain big builds. But let's see. So we got a building here. These are just fields. Their base is super close. Look, we are near to spawn essentially, but it's still early in the day as far as I can tell because we don't know the exact time. But I say we push on. Check this building, because if we need to retreat, we'll have a relatively clear path out through the forest. As long as we don't run into a fungus and inhale the spores. So I'm going to stick to the road. Trying to stay zoomed out for just early detection with the fog like this. Okay, this is good. Let's give this a full perimeter sweep since we got a lot of open windows. Maybe we can see any danger before we walk into it. Nice little cabin. No place for a base, though. Not with all the fungoids around. Alright, what are we looking at? This little brazier here, yeah. Brazier. Alright, and... oh, what am I seeing? Oh. Wooden broadhead bolts. Where's the crossbow? That's what I want to know. Probably not one here, but we'll just check around. I've actually got a steak knife. I was going to use that for a makeshift knife on a stick spear. We've got a blanket. I don't need a blanket right now. Drinking glass. Now, real quick, let's check here. Tear down the curtain. I see it says sheets. Huh. Well, a couple things I'm going to do real quick. I learned in a recent live stream how to really use the auto pickup manager. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, we actually need to do this through the item. It's quicker and easier if we just do it through the item. So I'm going to set long string. There it is. Yeah, so down here at the bottom, auto pickup. Now we can just easily go through and pull these down, and I will just pick up that string. Boom. But I want to experiment here real quick. Let's disassemble the sheet. Oh, okay. So it turns into cotton sheets. Beautiful. Now I should be able to whip up some bandages. Yes. Okay, okay. I can just straight up make regular ones out of the duct tape for now. Or out of the medical gauze. Yeah, an antiseptic. That's not bad, but I think I'd rather save the antiseptic and just make some boiled bandages so I can whip up some of these. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Alright, I'm going to craft up some bandages before we go, but was there anything else here? God, this was pretty bare bones. To be expected. There is a roof. Oh, and let's check this. Right here, what do we got? Oh, that is a really good amount of clean water. That is worth marking for sure. So let's do that. Okay, there we go. And I just noticed too, we got a couple things. A mass grave that's going to be extremely dangerous, filled with zombies. And we're sitting on the outskirts of a city here. This might be like a little trailer park, but then again, I see more of what appears to be roads down here. I'm not sure. I think our next step is to return to Tacoma and the truck. Of course, we still haven't spotted any gas yet, so that's going to be the big issue. I think we might... We've got some sort of industrial up here. That might be our next best bet. So, yeah, let me, like I said, whip up a couple of bandages, and then it's on to whatever that industrial building could be. The time has come, folks. Tim Peterson's very first battle with the zombie. So, I have taken off the bag. We're going to drop the quarterstaff. We're going in just using our hands. That's what he's supposed to be good with. So, looking at encumbrance, it's not terrible. We could probably take his shirt off or something, maybe relieve it a little bit more, but we're going to stick with this. That undershirt and the gi, they don't conflict, so we're good. Now, we can, of course, use some terrain still. We might use this other corpse here. That'll probably provide us with a bit of a movement bonus. Here he comes. He's just out of sight, but he's a-coming. There he is. She, female zombie. Alright, so yeah, we can probably maneuver her here. See how Tim does. Oh boy. We're just still using the brawling style, so we haven't discovered any new fancy stuff yet, but hopefully that'll come. 6 damage, punch the zombie. Torso encumbrance did make us miss our first shot, but... Okay, she's got me. Break free. Let her come to us. Hold on, let's check. Alright, don't forget, we are injured, so this is not full fighting strength just yet. Okay. Okay, she got me. Nice. We're dodging some of them, but she is able to grab me occasionally. We just do a steady 4, 5, 6 damage. There's a 3 in there too, but we kicked the zombie that time and hit it in the head. Not bad. Alright, let's break free. Bites my left arm. Okay, okay. Hold on now. Come on over here, Zomboid. Ah! Come on, let's take a look at this sucker. It's almost dead. Almost dead. We could probably walk it out. Although, you know, it's not bleeding. Starting to get a little winded, but that's okay. Boy, this is... Oh, wow. It's not easy. Let me tell you what. Okay. Well, we definitely want to rest. There we go. And I think we should probably put on some of these adhesive bandages at the least. all over this here. Okay, we're set. Yeah, I can tell it's going to be a battle. Oh, we finally got ourselves a smartphone now. We know the time of day. It's 3:34. Usually I would pop this on and start listening to the music, but I think we're going to just hold this one for the moment. Okay, well, I see a few things I can drop real quick, and let's go get back to the bag. I wanted to just kind of check out the front of this building. I don't know if it's very smart to do this, but I feel like there was something else I wanted to drop, but that's okay. So, yeah, we're just north here. Where the bag... Oh, I found some rollerblades too, by the way. I might have to put those on and test those, but, alright, where's the quarterstaff? There it is. Okay. So, yeah, we're just north of logistics here, Transcoast. There's a bit of a... like office, yeah, fence here. I'd kind of like to walk up to the front of this. I really don't want to trigger any major enemies to start, aggroing, but I'm curious. Okay, we do have another zombie. It does not see me. It's inside too. Huh. Okay, well, we looked. I can still get around it. So I think, yeah, it's time to head to Tacoma. Like I said, this was just a bit of an excursion just for fun. Now we got to start killing. Even if we're slightly injured, we can manage one zombie. So I figured that would be a good test. See how we did. Wasn't great, but wasn't terrible. So now let's put on our... so can I just wear the rollerblades? No. Let's take off the shoes. Now we will wear. Okay, you put on rollerblades. Do we have to like activate them maybe? I've never... no. I mean, we are at speed 110 right now. So is that just... it's just our max speed goes up a bit? That's kind of cool. Let's go into the grass. It still shows 110. Wait, so what was it before? Let's test this. Take off. Yeah, the rollerblades. Let's rewear. See, there's no difference. Pair of inline skates, very fast for flat floors, but they make it move slow in rough terrain. Huh. So, something's not working. Maybe we're just as fast walking as we are rollerblading. Somehow I doubt that's the case, but oh well. Alright, so we're approaching Tacoma. Let's go ahead and get there. And oh, I can hear inside of the logistics. It's interesting. There's a lot of fighting. I did hear gunshots too initially the first couple times we passed this area. So the fact that we're so close for long extended periods of time, going to make it interesting once we actually get in there. Something's going down, so we'll see eventually. Not anytime soon, though. We're not going into Transcoast. That is definitely end game area. Alright, so we have come back, because I did have... yeah, oh, that's right. It's on the roof, or not the roof. It's on the top of the silo, so we have to go in through the barn. And let's find out if this battery should be probably fully charged. Alright, here we are. Let's take a look. There it is, 3,000. Alright, so we'll take it down. And same with this one. Take that down. So these are coming with us. I'm going to just move them. Oops, wrong button. I'm going to move them to the taco truck. Essentially have it all in one place. And we can literally just install this battery right into the truck. So... in terms of electricity or power, we're covered. Of course, gasoline, that's a different story. But this is going to be a bit of a slog. It's actually not too far from here, but not too much fun. Hey, there's a little duck or a chicken. I didn't see what that was. But I also did pick up some cattle fodder. So we can always come back here and get a bunch of meat and stuff. In fact, if there wasn't fungus in this general vicinity, I would seriously think about Tacoma as a base. But... we definitely need to continue to explore before we get any major base operations underway. I mean, we don't even have a vehicle, so I think ultimately we'll move on from this location. But nonetheless, returning to it, if not a couple of times before the end game, eventually, just as, you know, an end game type of zone, we're going to have to come here. All right, let's get down there real quick. And we have arrived. All right, so let's go ahead and install this. Examine. We can just put it in any square that doesn't already have a battery. We'll put it kind of in the middle right here. Roof frame. Not much else, so let's go to install. Car battery. Boom, right there. And of course, it's the only one available. Now, we can see that it's at 100%. We give it a couple of turns. That will eventually spill over into the other two, and it'll kind of balance out. But that doesn't affect the overall power status nonetheless. But we do need the gas. Now, once again, just to reiterate, I think we can start it with the faulty engine. We won't know until we actually get the gas in it, but we're going to have to branch out. Real quick, actually, let's check something. So if I were to try and install the solar panel here, it's not popping up, but what are we missing? Oh, mechanics 4. Now, interestingly enough, it shows a solar panel is not available, but they're literally right there. Oh, this is a solar panel array. Huh. We might have to search for a different option or have a higher mechanic skill for it to appear. Then again, I don't think that's the case, but also alternately, we might be able to break these down. Yeah, one array, it might turn into several. Let's move one. Okay, I'm going to move it over here to the edge because I don't want to be disassembling anything else. Alright, stop hauling it. Let's see what happens. We do. We get 4 whole solar panels from each of these. So 4 times 8, 32 solar panels. That's nuts. Okay, before we do it though, let me just double check and investigate. Why can't I put an array on here? Because obviously that would be more efficient. That's not even an option. It's odd, but sometimes there might just be conflict. I don't know. I have no idea why that's not available at all. Well, I can mess around, maybe try a few different spots, but we're learning. We're learning. I think in that case, I will go ahead and just disassemble this. Because, I mean, once we're ready, I want this. Actually, I can probably just assemble these now and put them in there. Let's try it. Let's try it. This is taking up most of the day being here, but haul everything. Alright, so stop hauling. Inspect. Let's move it to the center again. Solar panel. Wow. Oh, mechanics 4. Okay, yeah, so still lacking the skill. Let's take a look where we're at here. Skills, mechanics. It's only at a 1. 1.5, basically, at 47%, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm not worried, because even if we can't attach them right away, with a little gas, if it starts, we'll just load them up in here and move on. In fact, I'll probably move them now. So let's do that, and I think I'm going to investigate this direction. I'm going to try and avoid going through the forest, just see what this little waterway's got to offer, and if we can get around to the light industrial. Oh boy, well I just found a pretty good resource here. We've got Atlantic salmon out in this pond. Very interesting. Wow. Imagine being able to get a smoker going, charcoal kilns. Yeah, we could make some smoked salmon. But it's not even actually marked. Let me go ahead and do that. And we are just outside of this industrial building. I called it light industrial earlier. I don't know if that's what it is, but I think it might be actually. Oh, it's a lumber mill. Now that could potentially have some gas, but maybe in a very small quantity if we find like a chainsaw, a gas chainsaw loaded up. I've had that happen. But then again, there could... Oh no. There's an oversized wasp. Well, there goes that idea. Nope, this place is a big no-no. So we'll just say wasps. Can't risk it. Yeah, 4 is pretty appropriate. This whole area is now tainted. And we're just immediately going to turn around. Oh boy, let's kick on the auto travel. And I'm going through the forest now. Since we aren't coming home with loot from that place, let's turn on foraging 2 for everything. So now he'll pick stuff as he goes. A lot of it I'll probably discard or maybe we'll burn, but some of it will be helpful. Maybe whip up a little fresh forest salad when we get back to the taco truck. Oh boy, well, you can see I'm not back at the taco truck yet, but I noticed on the map that there was another building over here at the edge of this field, and as I approach, this is definitely a light industrial. I haven't checked it out. These are pretty easy to detect enemies even before you see them. If this thing is smashed, well, so far all the windows are intact. I mean, it can only see 3 though, so there could be a smashed window like right here, but that would indicate zombies and ferals. That's the real issue here. Ferals usually inhabit these light industrial if they're infested. Well, so far so good. We're also actually encountering some bright sunny weather right now, so fog is not hindering our view. I'm taking it real slow, guys. Keeping an eye on the mini-map down here, because any hostiles will pop up as little red specks too, which a bit more visible. And I mean, I could zoom in like this and move, but what's the point, you know? At least this way we could see something. Okay, and of course if we do... Oh man, if this place turns out to be clear, this could be the base right here, at least for a start, you know. Look at this. We got a beautiful cube van. Looks in decent shape. Oh boy, we might have a contender with the taco truck. Let's see here, though. I mean, every one of these windows is intact. See, with these buildings, too, these light industrial specifically, it's all or nothing. It's like they will either be totally infested and you're going to have to be prepared, or it's just a walk in the park, not a single zombie. I think this is the latter. I don't see any breaks. Oh, damn it. I was going to say I just spotted a break right here. Look. Oh, wow. Right there. See that? Damn. Well, that doesn't rule it out. Like I said, we're definitely turning around and leaving, and I really hope I didn't aggro. Okay, I think we're fine. Yeah, because even if we weren't injured, we're lightly weary now, which is not going to help any combat we get into. And of course, like I previously emphasized, we've really got to pick our battles. Oh ho ho! Where? Yes. Speaking of picking battles, folks, here we go. We might have an epic encounter. Alright, so let's turn off foraging, because that's going to hurt our combat movements. We're going to drop auto travel. Canada Goose, come at me. I think it's a... Jeez. Okay, here we go. Oh. We miss. We're still pretty encumbered. Task is too simple to level up our melee beyond 3, darn it. So it's kind of pointless. Well, let's deal that. Come here. Shoot. Well, yeah. I mean, that at least might help to train up our blunt damage or whatever. Okay, whoop, there she goes. They're actually kind of hard to pursue because they can hide. They're small enough they can hide in cover, so it's fruitless. It was fun, though. That was a fun little beating. I mean, minuscule amount of experience we got, but oh, and I realized, too, there's a portal down here, so I have to go through the forest, and just avoiding the spiders, of course. Well, we have finally arrived back at the taco truck. Unfortunately, not with gasoline, but I did get a stepladder this time. And I've got all the solar panels in here. They're pretty big, so I had to spread them out in the middle on the floor, but that doesn't hurt anything. And I think I'm going to drop this. Stepladders are very helpful. Oh, that's too big. Let's see, can I put it in here? We might have to put it up in the front seat. There we go. That's good. Oh my gosh, if only she would start. But unfortunately, not yet. Now, it was suggested by one of my chatters during the live stream that this was actually regarding my previous taco truck, but it applies here. In order to make us more safe and secure and cozier, we can put some curtains up here on these windows, including the front. And then during the day, we can just push them aside to see. Or if we get really ambitious and find some cameras, you gotta have proper kinds. There's certain cameras from vehicles you can find. We could mount them, and then we could just leave it closed at all times and still be able to see out. But we're still a little bit ways from that. We don't even have any gas yet, sadly, but she's still in good shape. Oh yeah, I'm confident this is going to be the vehicle, at least that gets us up off our feet, so to speak. But I think that'll do it for today's episode. It's been an eventful one, a lot of progression, slow, but we're just discovering the area, and we've got certainly a lot more to go. So I hope you guys will tune in for the next one. Again, the uploads will come every other day. So the day after tomorrow, you can expect the next episode. I hope you'll enjoy. So hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching the video, everybody. I just want to take a moment to recognize my Patreons. As you can see, I put their names in gold because they are, in fact, more precious than that shiny metal. Now, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to also support the channel for as little as $2, $5, or $10. You gain access to all my content early and ad-free over on Patreon, as well as a private Discord server with me and my other Patreons where we do some giveaways and have great conversations. But once again, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.